Good morning. So this time let's learn about quadrilateral, particularly a kite. So what is a kite? So a kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of adjacent sides congruent and no opposite sides congruent. Take note, it should be adjacent side. So here, the adjacent sides here are side AB and side AD, and they are congruent. So AB is congruent to AD. Another adjacent side here is side CD and side CB. So we could have CB is congruent to CD. Okay, now let's have the theorems on kite. So the first theorem is the diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. So if these are your diagonals AC, so take note they are perpendicular. So therefore we could say that AC is perpendicular to BD and they are forming a 90-degree angle. Okay, now another theorem that we have, opposite angles of a kite are congruent. So here in our figure, the opposite angles here are angle A and angle C. So therefore, we could have the angle A is congruent to angle C. Another opposite angles is angle D and angle B. So angle B is congruent to angle D. Okay, now let's solve the following using the different theorems that we had mentioned a while ago. Okay, so we have here, find the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 2. Now, using the theorems that we had mentioned a while ago, so we have here, the diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. So therefore, we could say that the measure of angle 1 is equal to 90 degrees. Now, let's solve for the measure of angle 2. So on our illustration or on our figure, this one here is forming a triangle. And we know that if it's a triangle, we could have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle EAD is equal to 180. So now the measure of angle 1 is 90. And we want to solve for the measure of angle D. The measure of angle EAD is 35 degrees is equal to 180. Now the measure of angle 2 is equal to 180 minus 90 degrees minus 35 degrees. And that gives us 55 degrees. So therefore, the measure of angle 2 is 55 degrees. Okay, now let's have the second. The perimeter of a kite is 64 centimeter. The length of one of its side is 14 centimeter, more than half the length of another. Find the length of each side of the kite. So if you have noticed here, so BC here is 14 centimeter more than one half the length of another side, which is side AB. Now let's find the length of each side of the kite. So since we are given here the perimeter, we could have here AB plus the BC plus the CD plus the AD is equal to 64. Now we are going to substitute the value. AB there is equal to x. BC is equal to 1 half of x plus 14. Now CD, since it's congruent to BC, it's the same as 1 half of x plus 14. And AD, since it's congruent to AB, it's the same as x. Now we copy 64. Now let's combine like terms. X plus 1 half of x plus 1 half of x plus x, that is 3x. 14 plus 14, that is 28. We copy 64. So 3x is equal to 64 minus 28. And 64 minus 28, that is 36. So divide everything by 3. X is equal to 12. So again, x here is equal to 12. So let's substitute to side BC. So we have here 1 half of 12 plus 14. And 1 half of 12, that is 6. We copy plus 14. 6 plus 14 is equal to 20. So therefore, it also tells us that side CD is 20 and side AD is equal to 12. Now let's check if it is really 64. So AB here is 12, BC is 20, CD is 20, and AD is 12. Let's check if it is really 64. Okay, now 12 plus 20 plus 20 plus 12, that gives us actually 64, which is correct. So therefore, the measurement or the value of our x is equal to 12. Okay, now number 3. So given kite STIK, the measure of angle SKI is 4x minus 16. The measure of angle STI is equal to 3x plus 22. So let's find the measure of angle SKI and the measure of angle STI. So what particular theorem can we use here? So we have opposite angles of a kite are congruent. So here, angle K and angle T are congruent. So therefore, we have here the measure of angle SKI is equal to the measure of angle STI. The measure of angle SKI is equal to, let's substitute 4x minus 16. STI is equal to 3x plus 22. Now, let's combine like terms. 4x minus 3x, that is x. 22 plus 16, that is 38. So therefore, our x is equal to 38. Now, what is the measure of angle SKI? If x is equal to 38, the measure of angle SKI, once again, it's 4x minus 16. So we substitute. So we have 4 times 38 minus 16. 4 times 38 is 152. We copy minus 16. That is 136. So therefore, angle K there is 136. So it should be that the measure of angle T is also 136 since opposite angles are congruent. Okay, let's check if it is really 136. So we have the measure of angle STI is equal to 3x plus 22. So equal to 3 times 38 plus 22. 3 times 38, that is 114 plus 22. That gives us 136. So as you can see, the measure of angle T is also 136 because the opposite angles of your kite are congruent. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much. Grade 9.